A U.S. aircraft carrier entered a zone near the Strait of Hormuz being used by the Iranian Navy for war games. The Iranian aircraft took video and photos of the U.S. vessel, and the U.S. aircraft carrier was believed to be the USS John C. Stennis, one of the U.S. Navy's biggest warships. U.S. officials announced Wednesday that the ship and its accompanying battle group moved through the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow strait at the entrance of the Gulf that is the world's most important checkpoint for oil shipments. After warnings from the Iranian government and Navy this week that Iran could close the strait if threatened further by Western sanctions, the U.S. Defense Department warned Wednesday that such sanctions will not be tolerated. The United States maintains a Navy presence in the Gulf in large part to ensure oil traffic there is unhindered. According to the Central Bureau of Statistics, Israel's population stands at 7.836 million. Jews comprise 75.3% of the country's population, with 5.901 million people, with Arab citizens making up another 20.5%, or 1.610 million. Another 4.2% of Israel's population, some 325,000 people, is comprised by non-Arab Christians and those whom the Interior Ministry doesn't classify by religion. The survey also indicated that 2011 saw a 1.8% increase in Israel's population, 141,000 people, a rate comparable to the figures of the last decade. In Israel, 166,800 new babies were born throughout the course of the year, and about 17,500 new immigrants arrived in the country. Hezbollah Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah is worth some $250 million. According to a report, the fortune of Nasrallah's deputy, Sheikh Naim Qassem, and other senior organization members amounts to as much as $2 billion. The anonymous intelligence sources believe the funds have been deposited in hundreds of bank accounts across the world, including in Europe, using fabricated or fake names. Two Western sources are quoted as saying that the Hezbollah leaders from time to time channel millions of dollars from their bank accounts or their wives' bank accounts to senior members of the Revolutionary Guards in Iran, who are responsible for transferring money to the Shiite organization from the office of Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. According to the report, Iranian parliament members are aware of this corruption, are unhappy with it, but are avoiding discussing it. According to a study commissioned by the National Insurance Institute of Israel, the recent years have seen a significant rise in the number of employed people in the Arab sector, mainly among women. The study also pointed to a general growth in the number of employed women, and in the past 2 years, a rise in the number of ultra-Orthodox men joining the labor market. According to the study, the employment rate of the entire population dropped 2.2% in the past decade. This period saw a 2.6% fall in the employment rate among non-Haredi Jews, a 6% rise among the Arab population, and a 2.3% rise among Haredi Jews. Atarim, Tel Aviv's indoor tourist site development company, is negotiating the establishment of a huge cinema complex on the Tel Aviv port site with the Globus Group company. Yoram Globus and Atarim CEO Itamar Shimoni have toured the site several times to look into the feasibility of the project, which is estimated at tens of millions of dollars. Some 12 million people visit Israel's cinemas every year. Globus is looking for locations for major centers after opening a cinema complex in Haifa's Congress Center. The most luxurious center is expected to be built at the Tel Aviv port, and the question remaining is who will build it. Several months ago, Atarim acquired the controlling interests and assets of the Tel Aviv Development Company, which was responsible for the eastern part of the port, and is planning to turn the deserted complex into the city's biggest recreation and entertainment center at a total investment of some 30 million shekel.